welcome to the week in review for Module 3. All right, so what are we doing for this week? As I look at my notes here, we have, I guess the most unique thing about this week is your first unit paper is due. Know that you are assigned a topic for that paper, and you can find, because all that information, of course, is within the module and was posted on the course news, but you'll be writing a paper about adverse reactions for contrast material. You may want to use that ACR guide. It's a 2010 guide. That's very useful. So you may want to use that in addition to other resources that you may find out there. But I wanted to provide you that at least as you do your paper. So you'll have your paper due this week, your first unit paper out of 3 unit papers. So do keep that in mind. This week we're also concluding our pharmacology unit, so you'll be done with drugs, which I know is this is the most the most difficult part of the course has always been the first 3 weeks with drugs. And I had some questions about grades, and they're kind of worried about the quizzes. In general, these first few quizzes have always been the most difficult, and then students in the next unit that you'll be doing on legal and ethical issues for patient care, and then on CT and MRI, do very, very, very well. So again, I would have no worries there. If you are maybe slightly worried about your grade, maybe you have a B and you want to lock in that A, I will be providing extra credit. So you'll find that posted in the course news this week. So there is an extra credit opportunity if you feel that you need it. Don't feel like you have to do it, of course. It's extra credit. If you've already locked in the grade that you like, don't go through the exercise. But if you're marginal, you may want to do that to build up a little bit of cushion on points. Okay, so we got the unit paper. We have our question of the week, which we've been doing, basically like our discussion topic. Our weekly quiz, again, you're pretty much used to that, and then our weekly learning activity. The weekly learning activity will be computer-based like the one last week. So what that means is it's basically a quiz that's open for 7 days. Don't click submit, and you'll be fine. You can save your answers, but don't click submit. If you do, let me know. I can reopen it. But leave that quiz open for the entire week. Do save your work. And also you might want to do a copy, do a right-click copy. Maybe save that in a Word document so you can answer those questions as you're doing your reading material this week. So, and then just go back in and fill in the answers. So we have that for this week, and that kind of covers it. So we have those 4 items. And again, look for that extra credit. For the extra credit, the only thing I require is you have it in by 1 minute before the course closes. So as long as you have it in by Sunday at midnight during Module 6, you're fine, and I'll review that for add to your totals. So, and lastly, another note here as I'm looking, I did have a bad quiz. I can't talk today. A bad quiz question. So I think, Chloe, thank you for bringing that to my attention. One of the answers, there was a typo in the answer, and I think that threw some of you as far as what you were looking for. So know that everybody is going to be receiving points back for that particular quiz. So again, thank you, Chloe, for bringing that to my attention. Again, if you ever see anything that's confusing, or if I've written a bad question, doesn't make any sense, let me know. I have written some really poor questions from time to time, which I think are just great and perfectly clear, but they apparently aren't clear to other people sometimes. So please let me know so I can get those out of the test bank and move those on to bad question heaven. So excellent. All right, other than that, pretty much concludes this week in review. Looking ahead for next week. Next week will be a 1-week unit that will be doing the legal and ethical issues. So you'll have a unit paper due also next week. Remember, you have 3 of these things. What I'm going to do, I'm going to post that topic so you can, if you do want to work ahead, I know some of you are lucky enough to work ahead, you can work on that unit paper as well. I don't want to confuse you though. This week is due the unit paper on pharmacology. Definitely get that one done and in the can and submitted to Dropbox. Then you can work on the unit paper that will be due at the end of next week on the legal and ethical issues. But again, I'll put that topic out there so for those of you that want to work ahead. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it looking at for the next couple of weeks in looking ahead. Again, if you have any questions, problems, need to get a hold of me, you know there's multiple methods to do that, so please do so. I see some of you have been using text messaging. Excuse me, so thank you for doing that. And as always, thank you for watching.